Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you probably till about 5 o'clock. Welcome to the show. I'm putting some stuff up. Y'all know how I do. Putting some stuff up. All right, welcome to the show. It's been a minute, but I appreciate those of you who will come back. And I understand those who say, I'm not going back. I ain't mad at y'all. I'm not mad at y'all at all. There's a number of things going on, but first, as I customarily do, let me say hi to the people who are here, who are gracious enough to come and check me out and to say hi, because y'all know I like that. Y'all know I like that, and I appreciate y'all. Carolyn, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Butler Brown, good afternoon. Kathy Love. All right. Not familiar with that name. I don't know that I've seen your name before. If you're a first timer, welcome. If you're not a first timer, well, why haven't I seen your name before? Anthony. Just gotta be. Why it's gotta be all that? Why not just hello, my brother? You know what I'm saying? About damn time. What? Andrea, good afternoon. Regina, good afternoon. Victoria, good afternoon. TC, good afternoon. Again, I know it's been a minute. I wasn't here on Monday. I wasn't here on Tuesday. But I'm back. Crystal, good afternoon. Diane says, good Wednesday afternoon, checking in from Covington. All right. Got Tria in Columbia Township. Scott from West Walnut Hills. I still don't know exactly what that means. Got Renita, hello. Kenneth Jones, great day, great people. All right. Kenneth, we gonna be friends today. You always be dogging me out, man. Come on, can we just be friends today? How about we call a truce just for today? You don't say anything except positive things about me and the show. No matter what I say, you react positively. It's like an experiment. Let's try that out. No matter what I say, you react positively. Even if I say the vaccine is the only way to stop from getting the coronavirus, you got to be like, you're right, Emanuel. How about that? Can we try that? Phyllis, good afternoon. Got Gloria checking us out. She's on Facebook. Got Pamela in the house, checking in from North Avondale. Quintano from Findlay. Like Findlay Market. Findlay? Not exactly sure what that means. TC says, looking fresh and bright, highly favored. Word. Daryl, hello. Kathy Love Smith. All right. Let me see. Street, that is. Okay. All right. Brent checking us out. I believe Brent is in Dallas, Texas. Crystal says hello, everyone from Forest Park. Lewis Johnson, CK, he says yo. Who says yo? CK says yo. What's up, CK? Anthony says you my brother, but you still scared. One of these days. Bonita says good afternoon, everyone from Roselawn. We got Zakia in the house. Zakia say, hey, what's up? Kenneth Jones. So I'm taking that we own. Nothing but positive things about me today. You can go back to the regular stuff, regular old fair criticisms, but just not everybody, just me and you. We gonna have a good day. All right. Black Russian says a very good afternoon from BH. Bond Hill. Okay, it took me. I'm slow. It took me a minute. Bond Hill. Got Tria. Tria said he can't do it. You don't think so? I think he can do it. Brenda from Fairfield. Got Keith Moore. Keith Moore, what up? Checking in from New Jersey. All right. Brent, you're right. My brother, you're right. All right. So you're going to join in. That'd be wonderful. Rick Owens. From Dr. Melvin's office. All right. You're not the Rick that can't finish a sentence, are you? The one that guy. I don't think so. Dante checking in from Amelia. What's up? Kenneth says, love you, nothing but respect. That's 2 in a row. Tria, I think he gonna do it. Ben says, I'm checking in from your bedroom. Oh my goodness. Checking out my wife. My wife is not in the bedroom. She's in the living room. I just saw her. Why would you be in my bedroom? Ben, you ready to admit something to us? You thinking about my bedroom? That's not normal. Fame says, what's up? Hollering from Grossbeck. All right. Terry says, good afternoon. Is there anyone over in the upper experiment room? Benita says, Raquel Welch passed today. All right. It's good information to know. Sorry to hear that. Maria, good afternoon. Tria says, is BH Beverly Hills? Maybe. That's what Beverly Hills. We got Beverly Hills in the house. Daryl says, hellos again. I see it. I have no problem with putting S's on stuff. I told y'all it's 2023. I turned over a whole new leaf. Words don't even have to necessarily mean what you say as long as I understand what you meant to say. That's all that matters. Conjugate them verbs however you want. You don't even have to use verbs. You can just use a whole lot of just conjunctions. And if I can understand what you're trying to say, that's all that matters. A sentence with no nouns, no verbs, just conjunctions. And if I get it, I get it. I'm not even gonna criticize you. Ben is getting on me because he asked me earlier, what was it, Monday or Sunday, how was the game? And I told him I didn't know. I was too busy handling his mama. And I think he didn't take kindly to that. But why would you try to pick a fight? How was the game? You know I didn't watch the game. Just like he know I wasn't doing nothing with his mama. But if we just saying stuff for the sake of being insulting, why not? So that's where, and then he followed up with, well, while you was doing something with my mama, I was with your wife. And I was like, no, my wife was there watching me handle your mama. So now he's a liar. So that's where that all came from. It ain't that big of a deal. Victoria says, okay, I'm going to Kroger's. Go for it. Jerica says, hola, beautiful black people, and the others too. What's up, Jerica? A little stuffy. Fame says, Emanuel, can we talk about how Gucci Mane is ranked as the 38th best rapper? I don't even know who that is. Like, I'm not into rapping and stuff like that. Never been huge into hip hop. I mean, it's a song or two that I've liked here and there, but I'm much more of an R&B dude. So y'all can have the conversation. You can call in and you can tell me who is your top 10 or whatever. I'll listen, but I really can't contribute a whole lot to that conversation. So, and all of this ranked stuff, that's all subjective. But if you want to talk about it, you can. Brent says, I can't take folks' nouns and verbs fighting like Crips and Bloods. I don't even care. I don't even care. They can, as long as I understand what you're trying to say. Now look, I'm new at it. It's only February. It might catch me off guard, but give me a minute. Let me process it, and we'll go from there. Let me see. TC. Now, TC had said earlier today, and I was shocked at what she said, that 2 people suffered from cardiac arrest over in Roselawn or somewhere in that area. And I thought, that's unusual. Just randomly, just 2 people. Turns out, but I think the news has been updated, and it was like a murder-suicide. So TC says she emailed Fox 19 asking them to correct the misinformation from earlier. And of course, no response. No response. It seemed really like an unusual thing. I don't understand the whole murder-suicide thing. I really don't. And I'm not even necessarily one of these people who are like, well, why don't you just kill yourself? I'm like, just don't kill nobody. Don't kill that person. And don't kill yourself. But what was it? They were like both in their 80s. So it might have been one of those what people used to call mercy killings. I don't think they actually use that term anymore. But it might have been something like that. Holy ass, you said that? Yeah, why would you attack me and then not expect me? How many of y'all don't know this by now? If you attack me, what do? I typically attack back. Don't attack me. What would I have said about his mama? I don't know if his mama's alive or dead or, whatever. It really didn't matter. What would I have said about that woman if he had not said anything? Nothing. Don't attack me. I don't attack you. And life is wonderful. It's all Gucci. I heard Lincoln saying that the other day. I was thinking, that's old, bro. Even I've heard that one. Ruby says, E-Man, you were wrong for that. No, I wasn't. I was not wrong for that. He was wrong for picking with me. That's what was wrong. Don't pick with me. I didn't do nothing to deserve that. Nothing. Y'all always got somebody else's back. Why y'all always got somebody else's back? I don't see nobody like, Ben, you was wrong for that. He was wrong. Oh, I'm the bad guy. Loving the backdrop. I appreciate that. Sierra, what's up? Got Tina, good afternoon. Got my man Mike Ballard. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day out there. Sierra says ranking lists are clickbait. Yeah. Fame says check my DMs after the show about what we talked about. I will do that. Let me see. That's Mr. Clarence, who owned the shoe store on Montgomery Road. It's so sad. I did not know Mr. Clarence, but it is sad. Phyllis says it was a murder-suicide. Another person saying that it was Clarence. Of course, there's more to the story. Sorry to say, but I want to hear the story. I don't got nothing against wanting to hear the story. I froze for about 10 seconds. My everything looked good on my side. So will you dig up a dead mama too? I will dig your dead ass mama up and do whatever I want to do to her. And then throw her bones right back in the ground. Don't attack me, and I don't have to say stuff like that. Don't attack me. Let me see. Emanuel Livingston thinks that he is a gangster. Even when he is wrong, he is right. What are you talking about? What did I say to make you believe I think I'm a gangster? And what did I say that was wrong? It may have been factually inaccurate. I wasn't doing, and I didn't even actually say that I had sex with his mama, which is kind of what he took out of it. I said I was handling her. Or no, actually, I think my wording was dealing with her. I could have been selling a shirt to her. That could have been feeding her. That could have been anything. Get y'all minds out the gutter. Get your minds out the gutter. But I never said anything about being gangster. I am not a gangster. I've never been a part of a gang. I never wanted to be a part of a gang. I don't run around with the mentality of one who might join a gang. And I don't run around trying to be tough. I'm just me. So stop with the foolishness about somebody thinking they gangster. I'm not gangster. I don't want to be gangster. I just want to be left alone. That's it. Edward says good afternoon. Good afternoon. And Janice says good afternoon. Let me see. Someone saying no sound. I think I'm putting out sound. So if you're not getting any sound, it might be on your side. Emanuel is gangster. Emanuel is not, doesn't want to be. I reject that as a characterization of me, even if meant in a way that's supposed to be positive. I am not, and I don't want to be. Oh, now you thanking the chat for having your back. That's all right. Let's see. Phyllis says she can hear me. TC says she heard I had swag and gangsta in my plumbing skills. I know how to lay pipe. Plumbing. Again, get y'all brains out the gutter. We're talking plumbing. And I can lay pipe. Not like I have to, you know what I'm saying? You lay pipe. I used to be able to like just lay pipe for days. Do this house, do that house, do this house, do that house. But now, I can do a little bit, you know. Then I need a rest. I don't do it like I used to do when I was young. And again, we're talking plumbing. Get y'all minds out the gutter. Let's see. How do I just keep amassing haters? I don't do anything to anyone. I'll be here chilling, minding my own business, not bothering anybody, and then out of nowhere, bam, a new hater. Just a new hater. Did you not just say that you would dig up a dead mama grave? You a wankster. just another hater. Don't be a hater. It does not look good on you. No, that's what I know TCU, but other people, when they hear about my plumbing skills and how well I lay pipe, they get upset. And it's not what they think. Let me see. You're a hate magnet. I don't know why, but I am. Inez got it out for you. Hold on. Let me deal with the whole Inez thing just real quick. Hopefully she not watching. First, now y'all see why those of you who were up until like midnight, on Friday, watching and reading the ramblings of a person who clearly has some issues. Now you see why I was like, no, don't do that. Now y'all see why I was like, no. And I didn't want to get into a back and forth because, you can't really win with sometimes when people got issues. Sometimes when people got issues, you can't win. Reason does not rule the day or the argument. So, sometimes you just gotta be like, you're not invited. And that's kind of where I was. But then it just went on and on. After the show, I just kept getting notifications and she typing stuff to people and typing stuff. And I'm like, why are you bothering the people who watched that show after the show? Like, stop it. And then, of course, she started, attacking me. And I'm like, this is just crazy. It's just crazy. So I don't know a whole lot about her, except that, she latches on to something and she won't let it go. So I encourage everybody to just let her be her. And you don't have to respond or anything like that. Now, y'all know me. I don't block people, so I'm not going to block her. I'm a big softie because Freeman should still be blocked because it was all his fault. He should still be blocked. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So that's it. It was just nonsense happening well after hours. I really did think about coming back on the air and engaging, but then I thought about it. I really don't want to trigger somebody to do, because you never know what issue they may have. I don't know what issue they may have. So what might trigger something, and then what that something might be. I don't want nobody hurting nobody. I don't want nobody doing no bad stuff to themselves or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. And so I said, I'm gonna leave it alone, because I would hate to get a story like, this person did something to somebody, or this person, whatever. And then I'd be like, man, all I had to do was just ignore her. So I just started ignoring her, and that was that. So that is that. All right. So what is going on other than the murder suicide and Raquel Welch having passed away reportedly, which again, sorry to hear that. I'm up here in the age range where I feel it when people die now. I feel it when people die now. Like, oh, it hurts me. And I don't know why I take it to heart, but I didn't know Raquel Welch, never seen Raquel Welch live. I think I saw her in an episode of Seinfeld or something. That's the only actual work of hers that I've ever seen. Apparently, a lot of people thought at one point she was a really attractive woman. To each their own. The toxic cloud in Palestine, Ohio. The toxic cloud in Palestine, Ohio. Look, I don't know a whole lot. I'm not a part of the EPA or anything like that. But that whole situation seems really bad. And it really seems weird to me that we would see what we saw. And I think I read they intentionally did something to ignite, and I guess to burn off maybe some chemicals or something like that. And then to be like, all right, it's all good. Y'all can go home now. And the people were saying, or at least, I read some accounts where people were saying, it still smelled like chemicals. This can't be safe. This can't be safe. But they told the people to go home. I know I wouldn't want to be drinking the water. I wouldn't want to be breathing the air. But just to tell people, all right, well, just go ahead. Go home. It's all good. And whatever was going on, not that big of a deal anymore. It's fine. That just sounds wild to me. That just sounds wild to me. But another thing about that toxic, look, I don't believe that people in the government care about us. I just don't. Be they Republican, be they Democrat, be they state, be they local, federal. I don't think people in the government care about us. They care about kind of appeasing us, maybe. Pacifying us, I guess would be a better word. They care about pacifying us. And it's certain people that they care about. Like, had that been like an exceptionally wealthy area, they wouldn't have did that. They wouldn't have told those people to go back. Wouldn't have. They just wouldn't have. They'd have went out of their way to make sure to make everything safe before they gave the all clear. But when it's not, when it's just regular people, they don't care. I don't believe that they care. And they don't even want us to like get the full story of whatever it is that happened. Did y'all read there was a reporter who, when they were holding the press conference, the reporter was asking some questions, I guess, that they didn't like. So they went to throw him out, told him to stop asking questions. They went to throw him out, ended up arresting him and holding him for hours. And then eventually they dropped the charges. How do we live in a country where, look, in the First Amendment to the Constitution, if this thing is supposed to be what it's supposed to be, if we're supposed to have any sort of reverence or anything like that, why? The First Amendment, the first one. A part of that is freedom of the press. People are not supposed to get arrested for asking questions at a press conference. A reporter at let it sink in. A reporter at a press conference got arrested for asking questions that the people who were giving the press conference didn't like. But we honor and respect the Constitution. Members of the government arrested a guy because he was asking questions that they didn't like. Now tell me, don't that sound like that go against that First Amendment, that freedom of press thing? And I was like, was it, because they arrested him, like, did he attack somebody or anything like that? I looked up this story. Hold on, let me see if I can make this work. Let's go here. Let's do that.
Police say he was being disruptive. His employer says he was just doing his job. Two very different takes on the arrest of News Nation correspondent Evan Lambert in East Palestine. And tonight we have new police body cam video that shows more of what happened. Yeah, our Royce Jones is live in studio with a look at that video. Royce.
You guys, the incident in question happened on Wednesday inside a school gym in East Palestine, Ohio, where Governor Mike DeWine and public safety officials were holding a press conference about that massive train derailment. Evan Lambert was doing a live report from the presser, but things went off the rails when police say his reporting was too loud. This newly released video from Ohio State Highway Patrol begins midway through the interaction between News Nation reporter Evan Lambert and law enforcement. It shows two state troopers and a National Guard member approach Lambert standing in front of his news camera. The police body cam flashes away briefly before you see the National Guard member shove Lambert. The audio clicks on at this moment.
Yes, you want me to file charges on you right now? Excuse me, I am allowed to be here.
As the video progresses, members of the Sheriff's Department come over and tell Lambert he needs to leave.
Now, or you can go to jail. Sir. You want to go to jail for criminal trespassing? You want to go to jail for criminal trespassing? Do you understand?
You know how quickly our lawyers will get me out?
I don't care. Sorry, can we I don't care.
You can hear Lambert being asked to leave several times and was even offered to discuss the situation outside. You can also hear Lambert explain to law enforcement that he was just doing his job and had every right to be there. But eventually, officers had enough of the discussion.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, out. Please, you have to walk out. You're under arrest.
Under arrest. Excuse me, sir. Oh, sir.
This is the part of the video recorded in the vestibule by multiple bystanders, including staff from KDKA, that went viral online, showing Lambert on the ground being arrested by sheriff's deputies. News Nation released a statement Friday saying in part, "We believe that News Nation's Evan Lambert was simply doing his job. Evan acted professionally and at minimum is owed an apology." Now, Evan Lambert was since released from the Columbiana County Jail. The case is now being handled by county prosecutors there. Governor DeWine has condemned the arrest. The East Palestine Police Department has no further comment. But then the National Guard member that you saw in the video released his own statement saying that Lambert appeared agitated when he approached him and that he was concerned that he was going to harm him. In the studio, Royce Jones, KDKA News.
So
what's the secret
he
to being a
thought
successful?
he was about to be harmed. They just come up with stuff. Now, realistically, the National Guard's person who grabbed him all up in the collar should have been arrested. But they don't typically do that. They don't typically arrest people who they perceive as their own. But y'all, that's what we dealing with. And so, see, for those of y'all who talking about, well, why are you going to be going places recording stuff? Because this is where we are. We need to fight for our freedoms. People can understand it when women say, and I'm not against women saying this, my body, my choice. I have a right to determine what happens with my body, and I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna fight for it, right? People understand that. If you don't exercise your rights or fight for your rights, people try to take them and you lose them. The charges have been dropped against him. And at some point, I'm certain, and if he doesn't, something's wrong with him, I'm certain there'll be a lawsuit. And we, you and I, will end up paying that man some sum of money. Because the government doesn't, that's our money. All the money that's running the government, that's money that we chip in. That's our money. So when he gets his payoff from this lawsuit, we had to pay that. Because they didn't want him doing his report there. I don't think that people get upset enough. And of course, what my issue is may not be your issue. I'm sure somebody's like, well, I don't think you get upset enough about abortion rights. So that's fair. But I don't think people get upset enough when they see the government just legit violating people's rights. Like, it's okay. And all of those officers standing around, none of them made a decision to do the right thing. None of them. Come on. Come on. Something's got to change. Something has got to change. And right, he can't report, but the residents can go home, business as usual. How do we find stuff out? Look, I get it. I don't necessarily trust mainstream or really any media. I don't really trust the media. Like, I listen to it and I try to process it and see what makes sense to me and what doesn't make sense to me. I take into account who the source is and all of that kind of stuff. Some stuff I believe, probably because I want to believe it. Other things I don't believe, probably because it doesn't sound reasonable. Or maybe, my own little, I don't like that particular person, so I don't believe good reports about him. Whatever. But as much as we give the media a hard time, a lot of us would know absolutely nothing without the media. A lot of us would know nothing. And so we got to be able to rely on media to give us information, to ask difficult questions, to say stuff like, how is it safe if all the fish is dying? You know what I'm saying? To say stuff like, how is it safe when the residents say it's still the strong smell of chemicals is still in the air? How is that safe to breathe in? How do y'all look at that and say that's safe? For people to ask, hold on, that water is coming our way. How are you going to protect us and our drinking water from those chemicals coming downriver? And if I ask that type of question, hold on, ain't those chemicals coming our way? What we going to do to be safe from that? But you're under arrest. Get out of here. What? That free press is important. It is important. And a lot of people was bringing that up, Angela. Flint. A lot of people was bringing that up. I always hesitate to tell people what to do. I don't know that it's wise to just trust the government and trust that they're going to do the good thing and the right thing for us. I just don't. I just don't. So somebody got to be there to ask the question, whether you like the question or whether you don't like the question. Somebody has to be there to ask the question that they don't like, that they don't want to answer. And again, I can tell you from personal experience, when they don't like the question, they want to just either get rid of or freeze out the questioner. They won't do interviews with you, or, they'll arrest you or whatever they can do. If they don't like the questions, you won't get the interviews. And we got to fight against that, because we got to be able to be there and get information. Ask those tough questions. We got to be able to do that. There's Angela, there are a lot of components that need to go on to make our society better, safer, more transparent. And I understand that there's certain things that people won't be transparent about and maybe even can't be transparent about. I get that. But some stuff, even the stuff that you don't want to be transparent about, I got to be able to ask the question. I have to be able to ask the question. I remember I was not allowed in a press conference at the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. This is a few years ago. So I don't even remember exactly what was going on, because it was a big deal to me that I was not allowed in. And they were saying, well, they thought there was a mistake. There was a mix-up because my brother is not allowed there. And so they thought that maybe there was a mix-up and they were just getting the name wrong. And that maybe was why they didn't let me in. And then they changed their story to, well, you didn't have the appropriate press credentials. But I had, let me deal with press credentials real quick. Let me deal with press credentials. There's really no such thing. There are, but they're not. I know this from a number of different ways, but there is no government agency that issues press credentials. If you think there are, you're wrong. There is no government agency that issues press credentials. It just doesn't happen. Press credentials are typically the company that you work for. If you work for the press, if you work for some media outlet, they print out something and give it to you. Some of them do it more, I don't want to use the term professionally because there's no professional standards. But some of them will do it more, like I saw when I was down there at District 1, and they would not allow me to go stand with the press. And they said I didn't have press credentials, although I had showed them to them. They had nice little, they weren't laminated, like those little, almost like how you can print on those little cards. I'm not doing a good, because I don't know the technical term for it. It looks like a credit card, but it had the picture of them, the name, the news organization, and some other identifying stuff on it. That's what they had. And that's cool, but guess what? Channel 5 just printed those up. That's it. They just printed it up. Whatever Channel 9 got, whatever the company is, they just print them up. There's no government agency that issues press credentials. So if you go to your printer and you print a little placard that put your name on it, maybe your picture, even though your picture doesn't necessarily have to be there, your name on it, but nothing has to be there because there are no official press credentials. Like, there are no professional standards for this stuff. And write press, journalist, or whatever it is you want to write, you got press credentials. You got press credentials. And anybody can have press credentials because there is no governing body. I mean, think about this. You see how many podcasts and everything go on now. We're no longer in the day of, you got ABC, NBC, and CBS, and those are the news stations. Then you got the Post and the Inquirer, and those are your newspapers, and that's the press. It's not that way anymore. You can get information from podcasts and all of that stuff all over the place. So why is it that podcaster Jones is not considered legitimate press? He's disseminating information of public interest to members of the public. He's the press. Tina says, how do I get press credentials? You print them. That's it. You print them. No one issues press credentials. I remember I thought that. I remember I was at, there was something going on, and I was saying I wanted to go, and I was asking the people at Radio 1, like, how do I get press credentials? Who do I contact? Who do I contact? And at that particular time, nobody knew. I know that sounds crazy, but nobody at Radio 1 knew. And everybody was like, well, I'm going to have to look into it. I'm going to have to look into it. And then, of course, I looked into it. And I'm like, you just make them? That's it? Like, yeah, that's it. You just make them. So we put the logo on there, WDBZ, and typed it up real pretty. They put like a purple background on it, had my picture, and I was, you know what I'm saying? I had in the picture, Emanuel Livingston. I think they put talk show host or something like that. That was it. Laminated it. Not like in a real laminate machine. You know, you can get those pieces of paper you pull apart and you put it on there and you stick it on and then you kind of, press it, punch a hole in it, give me a lanyard. Bam, press credentials. Yeah, you just print them. You just print them. Because, right, Angela, it is your constitutional right. Everybody can be the press. Everybody can be the press. Somebody is going crazy. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about. He gonna get y'all in trouble. Y'all gonna be printing up press credentials. Y'all gonna get arrested. That's falsifying documents. Or you gonna impersonating a journalist. No. I don't even know who I'm hearing. I hear somebody saying that. Stop saying that. It's not true. Again, part of this is training, but a part of this is because I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. They arrested a journalist because he was being a journalist when they didn't want him to be a journalist. And it is in the Constitution, which we are supposed to live by. R-Dub says, I'm saying that. You're wrong. You're wrong. TC, I just know what I hear. As the king of talk, I have certain abilities. I have certain abilities, and I could hear somebody saying it. R-Dub says it was him. Cam says, what are credentials in media? Image results for what are media credentials. This frequently takes the form of a media credential, an official document or statement from an organization that the journalist is permitted to be somewhere or engage in, it was too long, I couldn't read it there. Permitted to be somewhere or engage in particular activity regardless of rules applicable to the rest of the public. You can print it up. You are the journalist. Tell you, I don't make this stuff up. I looked into it. But yeah, they told me I couldn't go in. They told me I couldn't go into the press conference. I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't going to, get locked up behind it. But I really wanted to go to the press conference. I would have asked some questions that nobody else was going to ask. I don't remember what it was, but I remember I had some questions. And I was exceptionally disappointed that I was not allowed to ask my questions because I knew none of the people who pose as journalists around here would ask those questions. And yes, I say pose as journalists because here locally, and I understand journalists having a relationship with public officials. I get that. Because if you don't, you don't get interviews and all of that kind of stuff. But that relationship shouldn't be contingent upon, I won't ask you any difficult questions. It shouldn't be. But it is. When last time you heard, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but when last time you heard at a press conference, a reporter ask, because y'all know them, we done had some sketchy situations with the prosecutor. We done had some sketchy situations when Joe Dieters was prosecutor. And I know a lot of y'all, maybe y'all wasn't watching the press conferences, but I'll be watching the press conferences. And they ask a lot of questions. But none of them are the questions that people want the answers to. That's why after the press conference and after they've asked all the questions, sometimes you'll see the reporters get up there and they'll do their reports right after the press conference and they'll say, there are still many questions to be asked. And when they say that, I'll be thinking, you was in the press conference. Why didn't you ask? Or we'll be on the radio and y'all will have 100 questions. Why did this happen? Why did the police do that? Why didn't the police do this? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? The reporters in those news conferences and those press conferences never ask those questions. They never ask those. Because they want to remain friendly with the person so they can keep getting in and not asking important questions. Hold on. Cam says, a press pass grants some type of special privilege to journalists. Some cards have recognized legal status. Others merely indicate that the bearer is a practicing journalist. Those aren't press credentials. Like the White House may issue press passes. So then the White House will say, these are the organizations that, I don't know if you want to say we recognize or that we're going to give the ability to come in and be able to ask questions. But that just limits, that may give you access to that press conference at the White House. But if, for example, the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, they don't issue press passes. And I mean, I don't want to give them any ideas because, you know, they'll start doing it. But if they issue press passes, then it'd be all right for them to be like, no, you don't have one of our press passes, which allows you to actually come in. Short of that, anybody acting as a journalist should be able to go in. And what are you saying? Channel 5 is more important than Lincoln Ware? Channel 12 is more important than this blog, this podcast? No. But yeah, they arrested the dude. They arrested him. Terry says, I see what you did there. What did I do? I didn't see what I did. Let me know. Good morning. All right. Oh, afternoon. It was all right either way. I knew what you meant. Oh, by the way, I still have, and I have to admit, I'm not exactly sure how to undo it. So on here, y'all can still see his comments, but I can't see Ross Freeman's comments. I have to figure out how to unblock his comments. So I'll check into it. I know there's a way to do it, but I don't actually, so I see a lot of people responding to him, but I can't see what he's saying. Just, I don't want you to think, Ross Freeman, I'm ignoring you. I just can't see what you're saying. So you might be, asking some good questions or making some amazing comments. It's possible. It is in the realm of possibility that you're making good comments and or asking good questions. It's in the realm of possibility. And if you are, I just can't see it. If you are, I just can't see it. But I'll work on that and get you unblocked here so that I can see what you're saying. Friendly with the guests in high positions. No, really, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. If you are friendly as a journalist, if you are friendly with them, they're much more likely to come and do an interview for you, for your show, for your podcast, for your newscast, or, whatever. Like, I don't like him. I ain't got time. I don't like him. I'm busy. If you're friendly with them, you have a much better chance of getting them, to do an interview. That's just true. That's just true. No, TC, he's not blocked on, it's a different process. I'm saying he's blocked here on Restream. I use Restream as a service to stream. So he's not blocked in Facebook, which is why you can see what he's saying. If I were on my Facebook page, I could see his comments, but I'm looking at all of the comments coming in from all 7 of the channels. And that's why I can't see it. So it's not as simple as going to my privacy into my block list and then remove the block. On Restream, I have to figure out exactly how to get in there, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out after the show. Terry says all of Cincinnati should know that's Lincoln's thing. Kid gloves interviews. I wasn't actually talking about Lincoln. I wasn't thinking about Lincoln. I was thinking about when you read the newspaper, a lot of those people have really friendly, sometimes even intimate relationships with people. So they specifically don't, when they write those stories, they don't give you all of the information. They won't give you information that makes their friend look bad. They won't give you that information. So they're reporting a story and they have some inside information. So when you read that article on, say Cincinnati.com, this particular, what's the one? Sharon Coolidge, is that her name? She has personal relationships with certain people. So yeah, they will legit call her and they will give her inside information because they have that personal relationship, and she will ascertain other information, but she won't put that in the story because that'll make her friend look bad, or this person who she has this relationship look bad. And if she makes them look bad, then they might not call her and give her this other off the record information that allows her to do some other research and, get this scoop. It's all true. It's all true. That, and like, it's not just Lincoln. That's the way the media game is played here. Probably everywhere. That's the way the media game is played. I don't get down like that, mainly because I'm not that friendly of a guy. I'm not that friendly of a guy. I'm not a backslapper. I'm not any of that kind of stuff. Laugh at your goofy jokes and shit. I'm not that guy. I'm not hey, let's go to the bar and have a few drinks. That's not me. That's not me. If I were that type of person, if I had that type of personality, then, maybe. Maybe. But, no. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did I miss something? I see. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's like a book. It's like a book. I'm not reading no book. I'm not reading that book. Oh, I do have to pull up the phones. Hold on. Let me pull up the phones. I might be getting calls. I don't even have the phones pulled up. All right, there we go. So the phones are pulled up now. You could always call 513-717-5464. That's the number to call in. 513-717-5464. All right. What else? There was something else. Did I get caller ID? No, I have caller ID on here. On this system that I use, I have caller ID. But I take calls. So I don't care who call. I take the call. Even if I see, some weird stuff, I still take the call. I still take the call. Because who am I scared of? You know what I'm saying? Who am I scared of? What else is going on? What else is going on? There was something else that I missed. There was something else that I missed that I can't think about it. I can't think about what it was. I saw this video. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this video up. I saw this video of these police officers who were supposed to be serving an eviction. And they was stealing the people's stuff. It was crazy. Hold on. Let me move that here. Let me move this over here. See if I can find that video real quick. Videos. All up in the videos. No, not that one. I just watched it a couple days ago. But I definitely wanted to share this video with y'all. I wanted y'all to see this. No, this was not weeks ago. Okay, I'm going here. And then, okay, I can't find it. Sorry, I'm not going to take forever trying to find this video. You talking about the black female officer that actually turned on her camera whilst... Yes! Yes! Did you see that video? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I'm just a topical dinger. That's right. I know what she was trying to say. That's all that mattered. I know what she was trying to say. Shahara. Just now getting here. Afternoon, everybody. Did I hear about the black farmer in Colorado? That sounds like a setup for a bad joke. I did not hear about the black farmer in Colorado. What about him? What about him? Yeah, I knew what she was trying to say. That's all that matter. Told y'all it's 2023. I'm finished being hung up on stuff like, you know, correct spelling, correctly conjugated verbs, and whether the word you use mean what you're trying to say. I'm finished. She was trying to say I was a typical N. Typical N. Tina says it's not a joke. Tell me about it. Give me a call, 717-5464. Tell me the story. Tell me what I'm missing. I'm certain it's something that we need to hear, or, you know, just something that will be interesting to the people. R-Dub, he's really hung up on this wrestling thing. Stop it. You know, if you interview Vince McMahon, you would be on his jock. No, I wouldn't. I don't actually like Vince McMahon. I don't like Vince McMahon at all. Never have. So, you don't know me like you think you do. But you got a right to believe that you do. The only person who I've ever interviewed who I would say somebody could say I was on their jock was Sheila E. And the interview wasn't even, the lead up to the interview, I was on her jock. And that was just me being having fun, because I knew she was in the lobby and she could hear all of the stuff I was saying. So that was just me having fun. And then she came in and kissed me and all that kind of stuff. So that was just fun. But the actual interview itself, I thought was just a good interview. So no, I don't do that. I don't be all on people's jock. I just don't. I don't do that. So yeah, no, you don't know me very well. You don't know me very well. Tina says he is being racially profiled. Oh, Tina, you gotta call in. Call in. Black Colorado. It says rancher. That's the first thing that comes up. Being terrorized. A modern day KKK assault. All right, hold on. Let me bring this over here so I can put this on full screen so that we can learn about this together. For those of you who don't know about it, like myself. And let's close that. A modern day KKK assault. Black ranchers in rural El Paso. Well, El Paso County, Colorado. An online search with the keywords black rancher in El Paso, Colorado will likely result in images of dead animals, torn Black Lives Matter flags, and a black couple pleading for justice. Oh, the married couple at the center of this viral story is Nicole and Courtney Mallory. And the story begins with the purchase of their 640-acre property called Freedom Acres Ranch in 2020. According to the Malleys, immediately after taking ownership of their land, they began having problems with the neighbor. The couple said those problems would lead to extremely racist acts and repeated damage to their livestock and property. Oh, that's unfortunate. A road easement located in between Mallory's property and their neighbor has been the source of conflict between the two parties for more than a year. February 6th, after months of the Mallorys and their neighbor filing complaints against each other, the couple were arrested. Yeah. Hold on, there's a video. I'm assuming this is them. The affidavits, both written by the same El Paso County Sheriff's Office sergeant, named Mallory's neighbor as the victim in the case. Let me see if let's see if I can hear.
Hey, Colorado business owner.
Okay, hold on. They playing a commercial. Relatively long commercial.
New tonight at 6, 2 black ranchers in rural El Paso County say their cries for help and allegations of racism have been largely ignored by the sheriff's office for years.
And you've likely heard some of the Mallory story, which has been shared thousands of times on social media now. Those viral posts have led to national scrutiny over how the El Paso County Sheriff's Office has handled more than 2 years of disputes between the couple and their neighbors. Now they're speaking exclusively to Denver 7 on camera together for the first time.
And Denver 7's Micah Smith has tonight's exclusive that now has El Paso County deputies defending their actions.
Farming while black in America. Farming while black in America.
The voice you hear is Nicole Mallory's, and the person being arrested is her husband, Courtney C.W. Mallory. The Mallorys are black ranchers in rural El Paso County and say this moment is the culmination of years of blatant racism by community members and the El Paso County Sheriff's Office's failure to respond.
A lot of their pets have been poisoned and killed. Some of their livestock has been poisoned and killed.
Dr. Vern L. Howard is teaming up with Portia Prescott and Rashad Younger from the NAACP to help the Mallorys.
Basically, the Mallorys have been harassed on their property and on their land.
At that point, it became very clear that they weren't necessarily safe.
Animals poisoned and killed, a couple feeling harassed and terrorized. Huge claims that we'll break down. But first, how do we go from the Mallorys being seen as victims to the ones in handcuffs? The El Paso County Sheriff's Office investigated and decided it was the Mallorys who were felony stalking their neighbor. We got our hands on the arrest affidavit. It focuses on multiple complaints from the Mallorys' next-door neighbor. It's clear there's years of animosity on both sides of this easement road, and it's this road that has been center stage for many of their interactions. Like CW and Nicole walking between the properties with their hands up, yelling, "Hands up, don't shoot." The affidavit mentioned a 19-page log that the neighbor maintained was supporting video and photos of each interaction she considered to be stalking. But when it came time for the investigation, it wasn't her cameras pointed at them, but the Mallorys' cameras pointed toward her property that deputies confiscated. With the affidavit in hand, we went to the Mallorys' ranch. It was a windy day, so we met inside our news car. After talking for nearly an hour, the Mallorys finally agreed to do their first sit-down interview with me.
You remove the only support that I have and the only other eyes I have to try to catch what's going on around me.
CW said the sheriff's office is using video caught on the neighbor's security cameras against him, but his cameras were removed. I asked him why he'd walk by their neighbor's home with hands in the air.
My cows were loose, so we went down there, got our cows, and we pushed them back the way they came out. And as I said, we need to put our hands up and say, please don't shoot us. We're just getting our cows. Please don't shoot. We're just getting our cows.
Let's be clear. I just want to revisit that. Me putting my hands up, us putting our hands up, and is a safety. As an African American.
It's been said a lot that this is a land dispute between neighbors. That's what it boils down to. And that you all or your neighbor could choose to avoid each other because you have so much land. What is your response to that?
Let me be clear about something. I do not have a neighbor dispute. My dispute is with El Paso County Sheriff's Department for enabling this behavior.
Nicole says one deputy in particular, who she's filed multiple complaints against, is leading the charge.
In what I believe is a modern day KKK assault against my family.
That's not a small accusation to make, but Nicole says Facebook comments and a community page turned to blatant racism after the sheriff's office got involved. Comments like, "I was amazed at how much property was tagged Black Lives Matter. Didn't expect that kind of in-your-face crap way out here. Let's all go have car issues on that road. And are there any restrictions on size of pitchforks and fire sticks in Colorado?" From there, Nicole says it turned to physical attacks.
Animals being gutted, our lives being threatened, people being sent to our home under threat of lynching, hanging, pitchforks, fire. We had a chicken coop set ablaze.
I asked the Mallorys what the sheriff's office did in response.
Nothing. Actually, I think maybe what happened was they were trying to figure out how to charge us with a crime.
Since the time of Mr. Mallory's arrest, my office has received numerous emails and calls with people voicing concern with how we have handled the Mallory situation.
On Tuesday afternoon, Sheriff Joseph Roybal finally answered questions about the case that's gone viral on social media and shared body camera video painting the Mallorys as combative and unwilling to cooperate in unrelated investigations. But the sheriff's office provided few details about the Mallorys' current claims of harassment and racial discrimination. The one concrete update was the decision by the sheriff to review 24 prior cases. In the end, they reopened 2, one of which involves the Mallorys as the victims. And the sheriff said he more than anyone wants to ensure there is no racist behavior inside his department.
No one would be more eager than I to rid my office of a deputy sheriff who was racist and treating members of the community unfairly.
We started asking the El Paso County Sheriff's Office for records, reports, and interviews 5 days ago. We were denied and given a bill for thousands of dollars. There are many more allegations addressed by the sheriff Tuesday, including a conspiracy about a murdered ranch hand and the arrest of Nicole Mallory nearly 2 years ago when she fired a shot at a process server who had entered her private property without notice. I promise to follow up in more detail tomorrow on Denver 7.
And the El Paso County Sheriff's Office has now decided to release more than 120 pages of records pertaining to cases involving the Mallorys. Unfortunately, that release happened right before this newscast began. So Micah is now combing through those new records, and she will bring you an in-depth update tomorrow on Denver 7.
And this story is so important because the number of black farmers across America has declined greatly over the past century. Let's break down the numbers for you. Researchers at UMass Boston looked at data from the USDA Census of Agriculture. They found that black farmers lost $326 billion worth of acreage in the 20th century. Currently, black farmers own less than 1% of all farmland. Colorado was home to a historically black farming settlement in the early 1900s. Deerfield in Weld County is now a ghost town, but it was once a place to end the cycle of poverty.
They knew that if they could own their own land, own their own homes, they could use that to pass on to their children. They could sell it. They could borrow against it.
Discriminatory lending policies and forced sales are said to be major factors in the loss of land.
Interesting. That was actually a decent report. That was a decent report. Seemed fair. And, well thought out. All right. Well, I was not aware of any of that. Was not aware of any of that. Tina, I see where you called. I'm sorry. I was playing the video. So if you can call back, I'll answer your call. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Yeah, thank you, Tina, for sharing that information. I'll keep my eye on that. Because I don't know what's happening, of course. You know, I just heard about it. So I can't say, but like I know this drive y'all crazy. Some of y'all this drive crazy, but I just have to be honest. I know racism exists, even here in America and even in Colorado. I know it exists. So I wouldn't be shocked to hear that the sheriff in, El Paso County is in on the racism. That wouldn't be shocking to me. Wouldn't be shocking to me. So I'll keep my eyes on it. I'll keep my eyes on it. No doubt. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. Oh, and that reminds me of something. I had to take a little bit of a shot at my good friend Lincoln Ware. I had to take a little bit of a shot. I was listening to Lincoln Ware this morning, early when his show first started. And Lincoln Ware was saying, he was wondering aloud, why is Eric Bieniemy not getting a head coaching job? And he just couldn't understand. And so the thing that he landed on, and it bothered me so. The thing that he landed on was, Eric Bieniemy must be doing something wrong. Because even people who ain't never been offensive or defensive coordinators are getting head coaching jobs, but he ain't. He must be the problem. Because everybody want to win. Everybody want to win. So what is he doing? Why can't he get a job? I'm like, oh. So racism is so, and you look, he followed that up with like 3 stories that he considered blatant racism. 3 stories that he considered to be blatant racism. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, wait. How is it that you understand that racism exists? You understand that people act on it. You understand that it is prevalent in our society. But the only reason Eric Bieniemy don't have a job gotta be because he doing something wrong. It can't be racism. Well, but everybody want to win. People for years, people who hate people, are willing to take a loss to not see you get ahead. They're willing to they will leave money on the table for them to keep you from getting any money. Why would you not want to do this deal with me? You gonna make a lot of money, I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm not doing that deal with you because you gonna make a lot of money. And I hate you. But you gonna lose money. That's all right. I'll lose money. I don't care about me losing money as long as you don't get no money. People want to win. Yeah, people want to win. But racism is powerful. Now look, I'm not saying as a matter of fact that he ain't got a job because he's a racist. I believe that's probably the case because y'all know how I feel about that NFL. So I believe that's probably the case. I just was bothered by the fact that all you could settle on for why this black man can't get a head coaching job is because he must be doing something wrong. Like you totally threw racism out as even a factor in it. Let me see. Fame says Eric Bieniemy has 2 problems. Number 1, the best players he has ever coached, Mahomes and AD, both hate his guts. And number 2, he has a Me Too issue from his college playing days. Also, he is only a part-time play caller. He does not call all of the plays. Okay, that all could play into it. That all could play into it. I don't know. I don't know if that plays into it at all. But to totally dismiss that race could play a factor. Come on. Come on. I'm sorry. Y'all, I know y'all be thinking, why do he put that stuff up? Not Fame, but this one. Like, why do he put that stuff up? Wouldn't it be so ridiculous? It tickles me. That's why. It tickles me. Bro, shut up. You support one of the most racist organizations in America, the WWE. You are fixated on the WWE. That's funny to me. I don't know why it's as funny to me as it is. He is super fixated on the WWE. And it's funny. Ben says, I have to agree with you. It happens in workplaces every day. Yeah, it does. It does. Again, I'm not saying that that's the reason. I know the NFL is some racism. Some racism in the NFL. I know that to be a fact. So to totally throw that out. Oh, hold on. I got a call coming in. Let me see. Let me go here. CK.
Praise the Lord.
Word.
Man, hey, you said matter of fact. You can't say matter of fact. Well, I can. Hey, man, I can't believe, but you know, like you said, it's puzzling. It's like the Twilight Zone when you hear, you expect a lot of those excuses from maybe the Caucasian side. You don't really expect black people not to get it. I mean, we've been black all our lives. We've been watching the NFL. We know what time it is. It's like it is a matter of fact. How he can't get no job? He got 2 Super Bowls. You right?
Sure. I guess. I'm
Yeah.
not watching the NFL now, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't changed since it was the same before we was born.
Look. I just found out who won the Super Bowl because I happened to be watching something and they were doing a report on Kansas City, Mahomes being at Disney World.
Right.
I didn't know until, what was that, earlier today, who won. That's how far detached from it I stay. Like when they start reporting on it, I hang up. Apparently it was a really good game. And when they start talking about it, clicker, I be gone. So I just found out earlier today that Kansas City won. But I don't, when you're like, they won this many championships, I don't know who won what.
And then just think about it. He's at the pinnacle, right? The next logical step is head coaching. Did you hear the excuse he just gave you? He said Mahomes and such hate his effing guts. Like, what does that mean when you're successful, right? If you're successful, Mahomes hating your guts shouldn't affect your head coaching job, should it, Emmanuel?
I don't know. He said Mahomes and AD. I thought AD was Anthony Davis, and I thought he played for the Lakers. So
exactly. Who the hell is AD?
I don't know.
Right. He played for the Lakers. Yeah, he played with LeBron and them. LeBron and Shaq. But yeah, man, but it's like obvious, right? It's like you know why he don't have a head coaching job, right? Even without watching the NFL.
I don't know, but I can presume that racism is a factor. It might not be the only factor, but it's reasonable to me to assume that racism plays a factor.
Now, would you say the Dallas Cowboys never having a black head coach is the factor of racism? Racism is the factor of Jerry Jones never hiring a head coach?
I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, a guy who was, trying to block black people from going to a school would grow up and not want to hire a black person as his head coach. That wouldn't shock me.
2 + 2 is 4. Every time. You at the pinnacle, okay. But it's just like Deion Sanders. You working your way up the ranks. Boom. All right, he did the HBCUs. Now he's doing NCAA. Then after that, he gonna try to get to the NFL. You know what I mean? As a head coach. As you get in this coaching game, you get from the special teams, then you might be the defensive coordinator to the head coach. This is the logical step. The only thing stopping them from so many teams is from seeing his success is the color of his skin. And for black men not to know that, it's not even black women saying this, it's black men telling you this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's black men. That's the thing. See, that's why it's like it'll be impossible to overcome racism because they got too many soldiers that infiltrated our race. That's against, they don't see racism. They down with it. Just imagine the black men that's making excuses for this gentleman not having a coaching job. They're down with the racist behavior. That's why they talk about because Pat Mahomes hate his guts. What does that mean? I never heard that as criteria. People tell you that all the time. That's what a good coach is gonna be hated, because he don't take no bull stuff.
All right.
Yeah, you got to see it, man. We got to at least just acknowledge it, like you doing. Acknowledge. You can't just keep, well, just like you saying, I don't know for a matter. Yeah, I know exactly why it is. I know that. That's why you stopped watching the NFL, because they was racist. Like, having nothing change. It's like they try, and another, I think what it is, they trying to defend them watching the NFL. Just admit, like me, that you watching some racist shit. And you know what I mean?
It's hard for
I don't
people
like
to
how
do
they
that.
try.
It's hard for people to do that.
Right. I don't like how they try to throw up the WWE because you're making a point on this. That don't have nothing to do with this. You know what I mean?
No.
It don't. They trying to listen. I respect you watching the WWE. I don't watch it. Shit, I learned about the WWE from you. I don't know nothing about it, but I watch the NFL, and you don't judge me for not watching that. So why would I judge you for watching the WWE? They like, well, I watch races. You watch races. You need to come watch the races. Come watch the NFL. They butt hurt because you're not watching the NFL. Make that make sense.
And I don't know
Look
why.
how many people.
I really don't understand that. There are a lot of people who really get bothered that I don't watch the NFL. You don't make no money from me. If I watched the NFL, it wouldn't put $1 in your pocket. It wouldn't help you feel better. Nothing. So why does it look? CK, you say you don't watch WWE. Okay, you don't want to watch it. Don't watch it. It don't affect me at all. I don't understand why it bothers
that you
people
don't watch
so.
it. It's like that shows you how powerful you are, right?
No, it really
shows
don't.
how powerful you are.
It just shows how silly those people are.
Yeah, and they like you said, it's not gonna make a difference if you watch it. And like you told me a couple weeks ago, if you start back watching it, you start back watching it. And I was just telling you how people would try to use that against you. Like, well, you know, it don't. I commended you for your boycott. I think you're doing a great thing, and I think, you know what I mean. But some of us just can't admit that we like to watch racist things. This is clearly racist. This man been deserving a job at least 5 years ago when you was watching the NFL. He deserved a job back then because of his success rate in the NFL.
All right.
And you made some great points. Remember, you made right before I called, you were talking about how people way less, qualified has been. People with no history has got hired. That Indianapolis coach, he got hired with nothing, just straight off. He just retired from an offensive lineman. Now he's the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And you would be surprised at how many black people was against me when I was saying they should make Deion the coach of the Falcons when he retired, right? When he wanted the job. Now it's, oh, he ain't got no coaching experience. He don't have no. I'll say, if you own a team, it don't matter. I guarantee you they could make me or you the head coach of the Bengals and we could be successful. What's your thoughts on that?
Ask that again.
I think they could hire you or me as the head coach of the Bengals today, and we could be successful if given the opportunity in the NFL with no experience.
I don't know
what
about
you think.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure if they
So
hired
you think
me,
you would fail?
Yeah, if they hired me as the head coach in the NFL, we would suck. We would be terrible. We would be terrible. No.
Oh, you ain't got a good football mind?
No. I enjoy
You don't know
football.
how to win games?
Look, I enjoy football. I understand the game. I ain't never schemed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never coordinated. I never did none of that. No.
But as the head coach, you get to put people in place. You get the best offensive coordinator, the best defensive coordinator. You know, it ain't.
Look,
I mean, it ain't that hard.
Look,
your confidence low.
It seemed like it's much more difficult than just that to me. I'm one of these people, CK. I like to think I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. And then there's a number of things that I'm not sure at all. I definitely don't want to try those things that I know that I can't do, because I know I can't do them. But just from the outside looking in, I'm not a person who believes everybody can do anything they put their mind to. Some stuff, I don't care how hard you will it, you just can't do.
So how about, let me pose it this way. Somebody like Tom Brady or Ray Lewis, right, that just played many years in the NFL, do you think they could handle a head coaching job off the gate? Or do you think that's a recipe for failure?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because all I'm saying is, if you have the knowledge of the game, I think you could be successful. I think they use the experience as a way to keep certain people out.
Oh.
When the coach showed you don't need any experience.
All right.
No coaching experience, But we got to stop using these excuses and get a man a shot. Get a man a shot. Because it's really you're scared to see him succeed. That's what it is. That's why you make these excuses talking about Pat Mahomes hate him. What the hell that got to do with? Do you think that's a valid argument that Pat Mahomes? That's why he don't have a job because the quarterback he works for hates him?
I could see that, but thank you for your call, CK.
Yes, sir.
I could see that possibly being a factor. I could see that being a factor. If you as a coach are hated by your players, and then I make you my head coach, I imagine players talk. I got to get some players to come over here. And if all of the players know that you are a horrible human or, whatever it is that makes all of these players hate you, they might not want to come here and play for you. So I could see that being a factor. I could see that being a factor. Maybe not the only factor, but a factor, sure. But even with that, I wouldn't be looking at it like, what is he doing wrong? Because it can't be racism. Because it could be. It could be. Oh my goodness. Another one. I'm not reading a book. Hold on, but R-Dub keeps saying to me while CK was talking, he asked a question. You didn't. Not to my knowledge. What was the simple question that you asked? As a matter of fact, just make it real simple. Call 513-717-5464. Whatever the simple question is, call me and ask it, and I will answer it. Call me and ask it, and I will answer it. That's real simple. Who else will make that promise to you? Who else? You got a question for me? Call me and ask it. I will answer your question. Oh, y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. My man, Wyatt, I imagine he'll be on at 5 o'clock. He probably sitting there watching like, damn, E, you taking up my time. I didn't mean to take up your time. It's been a few days and your boy CK went a little long talking. And y'all complaining about CK, how many segments he get and, all of that kind of stuff. Oh, hold on. I got a call coming in.
And y'all
Tina.
complaining about CK, how many...
Tina?
Hello?
Yes.
Am I on the radio or on the thing?
Yes.
Facebook? Okay, because I keep calling. I didn't know if it was working. So I just, I thought you was denying me. I thought we was cool.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, well, I know you got to go because we got to wait for Wyatt. So I just want to see if it works. So,
Now, what were you calling about?
No, I sent you that thing about the black farmer in Colorado.
Okay.
And you told me to call about it. But kind of like CK changed the subject, so it's kind of hard to go back. That's something that happened like 20 minutes ago to now. So I'm going to leave that alone and to the next subject.
All right. Tina, I appreciate your call.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. All right, that's Tina. Excuse me. All right, so I got to get ready to get out of here. I see Inez, y'all still, I keep telling y'all ain't gonna listen. She's look like she thanking Ross Freeman or something. She reverences God. Some stuff about Jesus. She don't know what Brent's problem is. Wow, this is a lot. Some bastard has the audacity. I think she meant audacity. I know what you meant. It don't. I understand. You know, you probably typing real fast and furious, and sometimes you just type stuff wrong. But you have the audacity to downgrade her, and then got the nerve to get mad. Brent, you're apparently a homosexual. Brent, you're apparently a homosexual. And apparently Reggie on city council is homosexual too. What did I miss? What did I miss? Brent? Something you want to tell us? You really do know Marcus in the biblical sense. Oh my goodness. I don't know how it devolved so quickly. You became a homosexual like that. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. I gotta get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Brent Collin. I never said Brent's homosexual. I'm sorry, I didn't put it up on the screen. It was too long. It would have never fit. Oh, boy. I don't know what be going on. Oh. All right. I really do. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I hope I'm not getting notifications about this show till 3 o'clock in the morning. I hope not. Oh, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Again, make sure you check out Wyatt. Go to Wyatt Live. He's also got 2 pages. You can go to Randall Wyatt, or you can go to Wyatt Live. I think he's got a couple YouTube pages as well. So check him out. Until tomorrow, I hope something amazing happens in your life before the day is over, all right? Till tomorrow, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I don't know that, Brent. You didn't dispute it. She very clearly made an accusation, and you didn't say, that's not true. You didn't say that. You should at least say it's not true. You didn't dispute it, huh? I'll give you a chance, and you can get your statement together, and then you can, rebut that. I shouldn't have used that term, just in case you are. You can dispute that accusation tomorrow, all right? I don't think Brent is a homosexual. Okay. He said it's not true. All right. I accept that. Until next time, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.